Ventrix is a full data lifecycle management company. We started in November 2020 with 2. We are 28 globally now and we are still growing. Our typical customers include energy and data management companies dependent on crucial data. Our primary database includes MongoDB. Our team includes data operations, data development, and quality assurance. All these teams use Studio 3T every day and they like the way they can run the queries, visualize the queries and the results. And it roughly saves about 30% of the development time.
I'm a part of development team. The team is around 4 to 5 people. As a young company, we're working with a very high agile environment. Data scalability and flexibility is much more important. Initially, we started off with just Mongo Shell. It was difficult to visualize the query results. We started using the trial version of Studio 3T and we just loved it. And Studio 3T helped me to visualize and connect to MongoDB in a much faster way.
I've been using MongoDB for past 6 years and Studio 3T has helped me a lot and I've been increasing my productivity. My favorite feature I would say is the export wizard where we export data. We have a lot of huge collection size where we want to export only certain subset of the data from one cluster to a different cluster. This is one of the most used feature I would say. And along with this Visual Query Builder, I think this will be the most used feature across, not only for me, I think across my company or anyone who is using Studio 3T, as it's pretty straightforward so that it does not require much of prior experience. Any person can start writing queries or use this Visual Query Builder to build up the queries.
I work in the ETL team and we ingest data from various websites into our database. So Studio 3T helps me visualize the data that we ingest from various websites in a much better way. And using the Visual Query Builder, of course that's everybody's favorite, writing queries has become much faster. Initially I used to use Mongo Shell when I joined as a fresher to just get a grip on the queries. But when I started using the Visual Query Builder feature of Studio 3T, it saved up a lot of my time and it was faster and quicker to just drag and drop the fields that I wanted to use in my queries. The other thing that I really like is the add and edit fields. You can query a good amount of documents, you can write a query and then you can add and edit in those queried documents. So that is really helpful for me. And also copying and pasting database from one connection to the other, it's very easy for us so that any fixes that we have to make, we make it in one of those connections and then we can just copy it and paste it in the other connection. So these three are my most favorite and go-to features of Studio 3T.
As per my experience, I feel Studio 3T is the best GUI for MongoDB. Before Studio 3T, I was using MongoDB Compass and I felt it is a bit complicated for writing queries as well as visualizing. Then I started using Studio 3T and I was really impressed with the Studio 3T features like drag and drop feature as well as writing aggregation queries. We can write a query and we can run each at every stage and we can see the output as well. And also I like query code where we can convert our aggregation query to a required language, say for example Java or Python or Node.js. So it saves a lot of time for developer. All my team members are using Studio 3T on daily basis.
Studio 3T helps team collaboration where we could quickly share the queries among the team members.
Team sharing is one of the features which helps in team collaboration. It speeds up my development process. It really helps me in team building, sharing of connections and other such features. It really saves up a lot of time where we can share queries in a much faster way.
I recently found out about these two features called as AI Helper and Team Sharing, and how in AI Helper you can just write your code in English basically and the code is just generated, and Team Sharing, which is like with one click you can just share your queries with your team. So these two are the new features that I'm looking forward to, and I'm excited to explore these two features now.
Studio 3T is one of the best UI tool which is available for Mongo, and I would suggest Studio 3T to any newcomers as well as existing persons who are using MongoDB.